Heyo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? So I came home from work today, and I've been noticing this actually all week. On the good days, I have my window open because it gets freaking hot in there with the computers running and the AI machine and all that fun stuff. I tend to like vent the plasma, if you will, you know, leave the window open, let some cold air in and some hot air out, because it'd be really awesome if I could recirculate that down here. Chances are the furnace wouldn't kick over as much. However, it's been freaking windy in town, all right? And because of the wind, I can hear the boat tent really making a racket, a lot more than usual. And I'm like, oh my God, is this thing gonna come apart? Well, it kind of sort of did. I'm gonna show you what's going on. Yep. That's his new sneeze. Anyway, I'm gonna let every sneezer Scrooge out here. I'm gonna show you what's going on. In case you're wondering, yes, today is the day that I just uploaded my Crocs review, which I'm wearing right now. Looks beautiful out here, but let me tell you, she's colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. Wow. I'll let him do his thing. So, you remember last year, I put this piece of doweling through here to reinforce it so it didn't flap around much. And it helped, except for, I guess I got the boat backed up way too much and the motor kind of accidentally pushed through the fabric. Nothing some duct tape won't fix. However, that's not the problem. It looks pretty good still. Canvas is somewhat holding out. Problem is in the front here. See how that stick is sticking out? Freaking broke. Yep, she's broken. So I'm gonna have to try and get that out of there. She completely snapped. Upsetting. Let's see if I can get this side out. Alrighty, well, I got it out. And as you can see, it did not hold up that well. That's a shame. I don't know why it broke. I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm gonna fix it. I have a couple ideas. They're stupid. They might work. One of the ideas is to cut this broken piece off and then flatten this end, reflatten this end, build a coupler and attach them so they're dead on. And I'm thinking of 3D printing that. I was gonna just go to the store and buy a coupler, but I own a 3D printer. Why not use it? That's gonna be the battle plan. Let's go into CAD and see what we can build. So I brought the short broken piece in to use for measurements. And the battle plan is to design some sort of a coupler that'll fit whatever diameter pipe this is, or dowel, slide it over each end, somehow attach it, either using glue or screws or nuts and bolts or luck, and getting it to conform around the post, because this section here I don't need. So I don't need to go out and buy new doweling. I can just reuse what I have. And now I also have a really cool vampire stake. Dope. Alright guys, so I'm going to use TinkerCAD to get this done just because it's a simple project. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. TinkerCAD gets the job done. So I'm thinking we're going to start with a cylinder here. Now I did a measurement of the stick and it's a 1-inch dowel in diameter, and this is exactly 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch tall. So first what we're going to do is we're going to make this 3 inches tall, and then I want to bring this out. So I'm going to press and hold shift, and we're going to make it 1.5 inches. Is that 1.5 inches? Yes, 1.5 inches. Put that back in the center. Click up here to check the top view. It's not going to let me center it, so we'll come down here and we'll change this to 1/16 of an inch. Centered. Beauty plan. Now, seeing how this is a 1-inch dowel, we're going to go just a little bit wider than that. We're going to grab one of these transparent biters, stab that right on top. Thinking I want to bring this out just a not that much. I want to bring it out, go 1/64 of an inch. You know what, we might be fine there. So we're 1 inch. This is a 3-inch tube. We're going to bring this up to 1.45. Then what I want to do is grab up here and slam it down into the tube. Before I do that, we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste it back to the top, drag this so it overlaps, grab you, slam you down so that you're just protruding out the bottom a little bit. Grab all that, combine it, and what we end up with is a 1-inch hole with a plate in the back, 1-inch hole with a plate in the back. Dowel hopefully slides in there no problem. Maybe I should make it a little wider. Go 1.1. That looks good enough for me. That one's off kiltered anyway, so. And then we'll grab it all, re-put the hole in it, and we should be golden. Now, like I said, we can use glue, or we can grab one of these, shrink it down, extend it up, rotate it sideways. I'm not the best in CAD, as you can tell, but it's still fun designing your own projects, right? Copy that, bring it up a tad, and we'll shove it right through. Join it all together. So now we have 2 screw holes. Screw the dowel in, lock them in place. You can see the hole protrudes through there, and if I can get underneath it, you can see the hole protrudes through there. Right there. So, in theory, this should work to attach the dowels together. Next step, send it to the 3D printer and see if we can make this work. There we go. It's an absolute mess over here, but we got the 3D printer set up. We got, I don't know why it's not pulling the G code. I set it to run at 50% speed. Oh, is it pooping? It's pooping. That's a good sign. I moved the spool over to this side because I was having an issue with it on top where it kept breaking off filament. So I figure if I have it on the side of the machine, it'll be a little better. I also laid down a trace of hairspray, which is a real good way to make sure your prints adhere to the bed. And we're going to print a skirt so that it'll actually hold. Now, this said it's going to take about 6 hours to do, which means it won't be done tonight. And I'm pretty sure I left the zipper up on the friggin' shelter, so I'm going to have to go outside and get that dealt with.
In a world of innovation, where dreams take flight, there's a tool of creation shining so bright. It's the Ender V3, a maker's delight, bringing visions to life in the dead of night. The whispers of the machine as it waits wonders in the world unseen, from filament to form in the dance so free. The sun of 3D printing spree. With precision and care, layer by layer, the Ender V3 craft beyond compare. From prototypes to art, it's always there. The whispers of the machine as it waits wonders in the world unseen, from filament to form in the dance so free. The sun of 3D printing spree. Let's raise a toast to innovation's fight, to the Ender V3's magic, shining so bright.
Alright guys, the next freaking day. This thing finally printed. Yippers. Finally printed. Really wish I still had my GoPro mount for the 3D printer. Would have made things look a little better, but I don't, so whatever. Anywho, like always when I 3D print things, I didn't measure it right. I really need to buy one of those digital calipers. You know, the ones that you use to measure holes and stuff, because that would make life a lot freaking easier. Anyway, this is too big for that pipe because it turns out that pipe isn't an inch. That pipe is actually 3/4 of an inch. Whoops. So I did some thinking and I'm like, wait, this is a 1-inch hole. I had that tomahawk project that I 3D printed for class so I could have a tomahawk in class for martial arts. I still had some 1-inch dowel left, which is right here. And it fits in perfectly. A little bit loose. However, that's why I put the screw holes in there. So I can fill this with like a little bit of epoxy resin in the bottom, stick it in, let it dry, harden, jam a screw through it, do the same on the other side. Now this is just a small piece, mind you, like I won't be using this because this came off of stock that I used for making tomahawks for class, for the trainers who are not financially okay, you know, they're students, they're currently big time in debt, so going on Amazon and buying a $50 tomahawk trainer wasn't in the budget. So giving them something like this with a hawk head on the end where they can practice and do all the maneuvers and the disarms and all that, it's good enough. But if I recall, this stuff was pretty cheap and I'm pretty sure I got it from Home Depot. I'm pretty sure that's where I bought this. So I'm thinking after work, I'm on my lunch break right now. This working from home, guys. So awesome. Thursdays, Fridays, working from home. Don't even need a shovel to dig it. But we're going to go to Home Depot tonight. I also got to go to No Frills because I got a meat order. And then we're going to scoop up some more doweling. We'll bind it, make it one solid piece. Can't remember if this came in an 8-foot, 4-foot, or a 6 foot chunk, but I know it's 10 feet from end to end of the bottom of the door, the garage. So even if it's 2 4-foot pieces with, well, there's not much in the middle separating, but even if it's only 2 4-foot pieces, it should work. It'll give me like 8 1/4 foot, not even. I should be able to get away with that. Just enough to give it rigidity in the bottom so it doesn't flap around so much. Because the other thing I was thinking about doing was reprinting this smaller to fit the 3/4 inch. But then I went and inspected the poles when I went to the garage to grab this. And those poles are splitting everywhere because they're poplar. This is a solid oak piece. So these are oak dowels. And oak is a hardwood, poplar is a softwood, I believe. Could be wrong. I don't know my woods that well. So we're gonna go to Home Depot tonight and we'll scoop up a couple segments of this, bolt it all together and get that garage back done. I wish they actually sold a piece for the bottom by Shelterlogic. Mind you, they probably charge a lot with the name brand on it. The reason being is it's nice having that in there because when you go to roll it up, you have something to grab onto and you can roll it all the way up. And on the actual door itself, it has these elastics with kind of like a hook on it. So you can wrap it around from the front and clip it on the back and it keeps the door open. So when I'm getting the boat in and out, I can keep the door open and do what I gotta do. Because whenever this weather calms its tits, I gotta get that boat out. We gotta do some work on it, make sure everything's working. Because I do want to launch it this summer and actually go out boating. Like I got my license, I got my plates, I got my registration number. So, but I figured we'll fix that door first and then we'll worry about the rest later. All right, let's get through this shift and then onward to Home Depot. Alrighty, we're down here at Home Depot. Let's go get what we need. Oh, well, it took longer than I anticipated, but we are home. And I got the sticks. So I bought some other stuff too. Something I needed. I'll show you in a minute. Just gotta get inside. That good old box of meat. That should last me the weekend. But we got our wooden dowels. Super cheap. $6 each or something like that. I don't remember. So while I was at Home Depot, I figured let's get some extra stuff. So because they don't give you plastic shopping bags anymore, I need garbage bags for my garbage can upstairs. Bought some garbage bags, 48 of them for $4. Yeah, don't give me plastic freaking shopping bags, but instead I'll go out and pay $4 for some plastic shopping bags to fill the dump up with. Smart. Bought some JB Minute Weld, dries clear. This is actually for another project. Not gonna make a video about it. I just gotta fix my dresser. Also bought some Lapage Extreme Glue. I'm gonna put this inside of the thing I 3D printed, jam the guy into it, and then screw it in place. Should make a good hold. Also, I bought one of these Vernier calipers for measuring. It's analog, but it should help with the 3D prints instead of using a measuring tape and getting the wrong numbers every damn time, because that's what I've been doing. And that's why my prints are so amateur hour. This should solve that. Sweet. And I got a bunch of meat I need to put away, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, this stuff looks pretty jello, so I'm just gonna throw a bunch in the bottom here, like so. I don't like this container because it doesn't stand up on its own. You gotta put the cap back on it to make it stand back up. Like they really didn't think that through. And now I'm gonna grab one of these sticks and jam it in there. And it's jammed. Now I'm gonna grab one of these screws and screw it in. I don't have a screwdriver in here, do I? Okay, I'm gonna have to run out to the garage and see if I can get a bit or a screwdriver. I should just take this with me and use a drill, but I wanna do it by hand. Fun building things by hand, said no one ever. I'll be right back. Hey, do you guys remember that time I said I like to do things by hand because it's more fulfilling or whatever the hell I said? Yeah, I found my drill that I keep in the house, my old DeWalt, and I got a bit that'll fit it, so ignore what I said. So we'll just take you, and boom, cool, that should hold. I'll do the same to the other side. I'll show you the final product. And there we go, they are joined. They are going nowhere. I just gotta let that glue cure. They said for 8 hours. And then we're gonna install it. So I'll be installing this thing tomorrow. Shit. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, we're gonna go and install this thing. I'm on my lunch break. This thing is freaking huge. Trying to get it down the stairs was fun. Probably should have built this outside, but haven't taken the car out of the garage yet, and the garage is kind of a mess. So now's the fitment portion of the program. Seeing if this will actually go through and do what I want it to do. It shouldn't give any problems. I am gonna have to do something though, because this shouldn't be that loose. There's gotta be something I'm missing here. Let's set you guys up. The hole. First, the plastic bit that I printed is binding up, causing problems. Might be a little bit too thick. It's coming in, but it's only going to there. That's why I say, like, this should probably be tighter. Like, I feel like this didn't come in enough. But it had to have, because it's bolted in and it bolts right through the tarp. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna keep feeding this thing through and then we'll see if that works out. Oh, that should hold. Go all the way through and it's going to be dented in like that. Fortunately, there's not much I can do to fix that, but we should be okay, I hope. I don't know, I'm probably gonna have to tear this thing down and redo it, figure it out. Personally, I'd like to move it to the backyard and get it off the side of the property. I can monitor it better from the backyard than I can from where it is now. Should be all right for the time being. It just feels like the tarp's on tight, like this part's on tight. It just feels like these back and front walls don't quite fit up. Almost be worth to scrap the tarp idea and get some large sheets of plywood, frame the front and back in plywood, and just make it into a wooden sort of shed, and just have this canvas go over top of it for the time being. Maybe later on invest in some sort of basically make like a plastic barn around the middle skeleton. Future projects. Has anybody out there ever done that with one of those Shelterlogics? Turned it into a barn tent. I know they sell those types of sheds, 10 by 20, that come with all the paneling and all that, but that thing was on sale for like 400 bucks at Canadian Tire, which is why I bought it. An actual pre-built construction, you're looking at a lot of money, like close to 3-4 grand. And because it's over 8 feet, or because it's over 12 by 12, you need a permit to erect it, where those portable tents, you don't need a permit. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, guys, that's my little 3D printing project. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I got some other stuff in the future coming down the pipes that I will demonstrate. Really wish I would have bought the bigger shafts, but yeah, I really got to get my car out of the garage. It's finally nice out. It's 14 degrees Celsius, so it's supposed to get nicer as the days go by. Hopefully I'll be able to get the car out soon, have my garage back to do some other projects that I want to do. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any suggestions, leave them down below. And until next time, guys, peace the frig out.